Durchgestartet, so sind die Reaktionen auf den ID.3. Gestern hat er seine Weltpremiere gefeiert. Dazu sprechen wir nachher auch noch mit Ralf Brandstätter und Frank Welsch. Und damit herzlich willkommen bei Volkswagen Live, hier in unserem voll neuen Studio. Ab heute erstrahlt unsere komplette Sendung, nämlich...
Our complete studio is in a new brand design, and we also have the new e-app, which will presently have its world premiere at the press conference. The first press day, new logo. Since the unveiling yesterday, we are also allowed to show the logo on a screen, but not enough. It's not only the logo that has changed. This is no less than the complete reinvention of a brand. The designers, the colleagues from marketing, all of them have worked hand in hand over the past few months, and the result is what we're going to take a look.
The lifting of the veil at the IAA marks the beginning of new Volkswagen.
Volkswagen is facing the biggest transformation in its history.
The brand not only has a new logo, but a completely new appearance.
We want to move forward. We want to look back. Our intention was to create the future, to shape the future, and that was the motivation to work on a total new brand design.
We bring together sort of a new appearance of the brand with a new vibrant look. We bring together a new technology and a new car, and a new family idea of cars with the electric car family. And we bring together actually the change of Volkswagen of a pure car company to a company that's more actually customer focused with customer services.
The new design stands for vibrant power, empathic and colorful. Just like the newly designed two-story show stand at the IAA in Frankfurt.
The powerhouse of the new brand design is really the heart and soul of the whole project. And we have all the agencies brought together in one powerhouse, together with our Volkswagen colleagues, and they were all working together.
All teams began the Volkswagen brand's redesign with a blank sheet of paper. It's the biggest rebranding campaign in the company's history.
The new brand design is just perfect. I mean, we really enlighten the brand.
Really going into a totally new direction. So I think it's really a great thing.
It's emotion.
I love it.
It's very vibrant, no? It's very stimulating, it's very fun.
We're quite colorful and somehow modern and fresh.
The new Volkswagen design is also a kind of foundation to lead the change of mobility.
It's wonderful, it's new, it's inspiring.
You will always feel at home when you have contact with Volkswagen.
I really like the new logo, the flat design, the lightness and the simplicity of it.
I'm super looking forward for going live.
And Volkswagen is becoming more female.
Volkswagen.
There is now also a sound logo with the voice of a woman.
And now that you have learned about the details of the new design, I have received a guest here in studio. Thomas Maytak has joined me here. Hello, Thomas. You are the face behind the YouTube channel Autogefühl, Car Feeling. So what do you prefer to be called? YouTuber, blogger, influencer? What do you prefer best? Well, whatever. I'm a journalist as a background, so whatever you like to call me, it's fine. So no preferences? No. So you have a total of 400,000 of subscribers on your channel. That's quite a lot. Normally, you're traveling all over the world on snow, ice, through the deserts. I've taken a look at your reviews. Can you tell me how much time you spend every year traveling? It must be a lot. Answer, yes, all the time, actually. I would have to consider when I'm not on a journey. But there's always pro and con. Whenever you travel a lot, of course, you experience a lot, but then you're not at home very often. That's the price you have to pay for it. Can you express this in weeks so that we get an idea about this? How often you have to pack your suitcases? We've got 1 to 5 events per week. I don't do them all myself. I have colleagues who join me. But this gives you an idea as to what the quantity is. So, and where do you like to travel best? I mean, I gave you a few surfaces that I refer to, tarmacs you have told you, but also exotic things. Yes, We also joined you when you went to the polar region in Sweden. Yes, I remember this. I was there as well. It was fascinating. The light is great, although the days are very short. And to travel with a car over ice, it's really a very special feeling, particularly when you then apply a drift. So it's like the car is like dancing a ballet. It's not like on a race court, a racetrack. And I can only recommend to everybody to try it out, because the best thing you can do with a car. So let's take note of this. You are a mobility expert. You travel a lot. So you are actually predestined for the job that you're going to do for us, because you will be our roving reporter. You will act as the representative of the viewers at home and take a look at the fair, look around and try to discover things, and then collect or take a look at interesting exhibits. So in the next 3 programs, we will see you time and again. And discovering is a good thing, because yesterday at the group night there was a lot to discover as well. And let's take a look at the highlight.
Ein neues Logo, neue Farben, ein komplett neuer Auftritt. Vibrant Power. Die Marke Volkswagen hat sich neu erfunden und präsentiert die stolz auf der IAA in Frankfurt. Auf der Group Night, dem traditionellen Auftakt des Konzerns am Abend vor Beginn einer Messe, zeigt Volkswagen den größten Rebrand einer Marke. Mit der IAA beginnt auch ein neues Kapitel der Modellgeschichte von Volkswagen. Der ID.3 feiert Weltpremiere, das erste Modell der vollelektrischen neuen ID-Familie. Nach Käfer und Golf ist es der 3. Meilenstein in der Geschichte der Marke, der eine ganz eigene Ära prägen wird.
Knapp 4 Jahre von der ersten Skizze zur Weltpremiere. Wir freuen uns, dass wir Ihnen ein neues Auto, ein neues Antriebskonzept und ein neues Volkswagen vorstellen können. Der ID.3 ist das erste bilanziell CO2-neutrale Elektroauto der Welt.
Bei Porsche läutet der Taycan ein neues Kapitel ein. Der vollelektrische Rennwagen verbindet die Tradition der Marke mit der Zukunft. Wenige Tage nach seiner Weltpremiere steht der Taycan als Turbo und Turbo S im Mittelpunkt des Porsche-Auftritts auf der IAA. Den günstigen Einstieg in die Elektromobilität zeigen Seat und Skoda. Nachhaltige Mobilität wird das beherrschende Thema auf der IAA. Noch nie haben die Marken des Konzerns so viel Elektromobilität gezeigt.
Das Elektroauto ist die beste Wahl für unsere Kunden. Es bietet Fahrspaß und Beschleunigung, geringe Kosten bei Wartung und Unterhalt, zunehmend auch ausreichende Ladeinfrastruktur, und für die Umwelt gibt es keine Alternative.
Die ganze Bandbreite der Antriebskonzepte präsentiert Audi mit 2 Weltpremieren. Den RS7 Sportback als neues Hochleistungsauto und den Audi A-Trail als Vision eines elektrisch angetriebenen Offroaders der Zukunft. Ein neues Logo der Kernmarke und richtungsweisende Fahrzeuge aller Marken. So beginnt für den Volkswagen-Konzern in Frankfurt die Zukunft. Bis 22. September hat die IAA geöffnet.
IAA Motor Show will be opened until September 22. So this gave us a few first impressions of yesterday, Thomas. This is the first IAA you just told me. Maybe you can briefly describe to me what is the atmosphere, what does it feel like? What is the paysage? Well, it's very crowded. Normally, these are the press days. Of course, not that crowded, but when the public comes, it's even worse. But even here, it is very loud, difficult to concentrate. You've got all these spotlights, and you really have to try and concentrate on the facts. But it's really an automotive vibe that you can feel here. And the group night is always very exciting, because you can see many cars, so to speak, in a nutshell. Yeah, I think it is very difficult to focus on the point, as a matter of fact, when everything is so crowded. Yes, exactly. But of course, practice makes perfect, and particularly at a trade show, of course, not everything is cordoned off. So anybody could just pop in and so to speak, disturb you when you take a look at the car. But of course, this is authentic. That's the way it happens here. People come in and out. It's just, that's life. That's the way it is. And it may also be fun for the viewers. We just checked on your YouTube channel, Thomas, you have got 40 reviews on e-mobility. So either purely electric or plug-in hybrids. This is quite a lot, quite a handsome amount. Could you perhaps show us how do these cars feel when you drive them? 40 reviews, that's interesting. I thought it was more than that. Anyway, the others, of course, but these are just the pure car reviews. You have also explained individual components, but this was about cars, where the ICEs, the internal combustion engines, are still dominating. It's obvious, but you can see that e-cars become more and more, and particularly with the novelties that are shown here. But what struck me is when people view the e-reviews, they watch even more more intensively. They have a long residence time, but when we show e-cars, the interest seems to be higher. Of course, there are high-performance cars which may have more hits, but the e-cars are viewed more intensively. This is quite interesting, I think, and this is also in line with the driving behavior, because I think for the customer as such, of course, infrastructure must be given, and here Germany is certainly lagging behind still. But as regards to driving experience, the e-car is a very pleasant thing, because it's low noise but sporty nonetheless, because the e-motor immediately generates torque. And if I could choose and had a perfect infrastructure as regards to driving experience, the e-car is best, actually. Now, I had the privilege of having already traveled having boarded an ID.3 prior to the world premiere. So to what extent is it different from its competitors? Answer, well, I think Volkswagen can rely on its rather robust, solid values. So it was a prototype in the studio. Of course, this will be further developed further. But when you open the door and close it again, then you have this full noise, for example, this noise that you also have when you shut a Golf door. That's a difference which is a case for Volkswagen. These robust points, which we also have in cars with the new technology. How about the other topics at the fair? You've taken a look around already. So what is in store for the visitors? Answer, well, this is a wide range of exhibits. On the one hand, we have the R7 at Audi, which is classical, as much horsepower as possible. Then the ID.3, which is stands more for sustainability, future pure electric car. And we had the same with the other car manufacturers. Small, smart, big EQP, what have you, coupe. So it is still a tightrope act that the automotive manufacturers perform here. Yes, exactly. So is there a classical recommendation that you would give us, where you would say, well, this is what the visitors would certainly have to see when they come here? Well, it sounds a bit silly now that I'm here, but it's really the ID.3, actually, because it's the most important car for the total market. We can also see it when I take a look at the number of hits in our reviews, and the ID.3 was given the highest attention level from our visitors, our viewers, because the most interesting car is a 7. A 7, of course, they're dreaming of it, but not so many will buy it. The ID.3 as a base version is worth considering whether they should perhaps buy it or not. Now you get the direct feedback via your channel in the comments. How do your viewers respond to the car? Well, I think the car certainly polarized. It's not just like the new Golf generation. Normally, it's designed in such a manner that everybody would like it. Nobody has anything to criticize about it. Maybe they would say it's not that exciting, but it's fine. It's robust. And now with the ID.3, with the retro design, with the many round shapes, that some persons say, well, that's great, or others criticize it. They say it's a bit too dairy, too dared, and too much of Beetle style. But that's interesting, because a car must also polarize. Whenever something new comes up, I think it's good if it has a polarizing effect, so people will talk about it. Now, yesterday, actually, it appeared with the whole family. So there's a family member for everybody. Would you have a preference where you would say, would I like to book this one? Yeah, we have many viewers also from the US, and I travel there quite often. So I think the ID Cross would be of interest for the US. So that would be a car for, it's a bit bigger, and you can also perhaps transport a bicycle with it. Well, I would like to continue to talk with you, but we have to come to an end because everybody is ready for the press conference. So thanks for having come. I wish you a great fourth IAA Motor Show. And we will hear also about the technical data of the ID.3. Frank Brandstetter and Frank Welch are very familiar with it, I promise. But now I would like to pass over to the Volkswagen press conference live from the IAA Motor Show. See you then.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, bitte begrüßen Sie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Ralf Brandstetter, COO of the Volkswagen brand. Ladies and gentlemen, Volkswagen on its way to emission-free mobility for everybody, for all. Now, this sentence really epitomizes the power of Volkswagen. For everybody, for all means that also in times of climate change, we want to make sure that many people are able to drive a car, because the freedom of individual mobility is very important, an important asset. Emission-free, that's our contribution to the Paris Agreement. Volkswagen has undertaken the obligation to become carbon neutral until 2015 with clean electric cars from clean production facilities. And being on the way means that this transformation doesn't just happen overnight. However, we've started in this direction irrevocably, and we are going to be very consistent. Emission-free mobility for all, for everybody. That's our compass for the future. That's our inner drive. This is what we focus all of our actions on. It's not a claim, it's not an advertising slogan. It really describes our inner attitude, our conviction. And with that, a very good morning and a very warm welcome at Volkswagen. Welcome also to the beginning of the biggest electric offensive focus of the car industry. And it's a premiere, something that is really incredibly important for our brand and our team, our employees. Ladies and gentlemen, Volkswagen undergoes a vast change. Our future is electric, fully connected and CO2 or carbon neutral. The ID.3 is the key product of this new orientation. With this car, the fruit of our work becomes visible. Our team gave their all to create this car that really marks a turning point. And it was 4 years ago that we started to develop the strategy. And ever since, the discussion on clean driving and e-mobility has really started to gather speed. Now, we put things on the right track right then. Right from the beginning, we did know that the ID has to become a sustainable car, and we've been successful here. Even more than that, worldwide, the ID.3 is the first really carbon-neutral electric car. And it really sets an example here of innovative technology and the freedom of individual mobility, and of course also for climate protection. Now, the technological foundation of all of this is our new E-platform, the MEB as we call it. Up to 2028, across the group, we are going to use it for building 15 million electric cars. In the next 6 years alone, Volkswagen will launch 20 new models. In 2025, this means more than 1 million e-vehicles or cars a year. This means that we do reduce the carbon footprint of the fleet by a total of 30%. And this also applies to our production, meaning that the CO2 emissions will be reduced by 50% by then. With the Beetle, we actually made cars available and accessible for everybody. We go for democratized technology that's innovative, and with the ID.3 we start on a new chapter. It makes e-mobility possible for all and also attractive for everybody. So the ID.3, to put it in a nutshell, is as large as a Golf. The interior is like a Passat as far as the space is concerned. It takes off like a GTI, but noiselessly and without any emissions. And we've kept our promise. The price is below 30,000 euros, the range up to 550 kilometers on the basis of WLTP. So e-mobility is suitable for everyday use, and it's affordable. The design is really groundbreaking, timeless and cool at the same time. We're absolutely convinced the ID.3 will be a must-have for people. Ladies and gentlemen, we've taken a new orientation consistently in these past years. The result? New Volkswagen. Now, it shows a new attitude, a different type of corporate culture, and a new identity. The new brand design was the logical consequence of all this. So we rethought everything: new colors, new imagery, new sound, new voice, and a new logo. The ID.3, with all of its great properties, stands for New Volkswagen. More about this from Jürgen Stackmann. Floor's yours. Very good morning and welcome also from me. Thank you, Ralph, for the great introduction. New Volkswagen, that's the result of almost 4 years of hard work, of many, many people, colleagues from Volkswagen, employees, everybody who's always believed in this mission, still believe in it and want to put it into practice. The new power of Volkswagen that comes from the team We want to give it a new face now. And this is what you can see here. Just look around here. At the stand here, you see what it's all about. It's all about positive energy, color, light, accessibility, openness, transparency. It's about people, and it's about stories, and stories of people. We've become more human, more accessible, more lively, and we want to show it. Using normal, standard actions, we want to be authentic. Real life is what it's all about. You see it in the imagery. So the pictures, it's not all done up. It's really something from real life, reflecting what customers want to see, but also what they can see, are able to see. It's really back to the roots. It's really what has made this brand so big, so strong, so powerful. People, our customers. We focus on them again. This new approach is something that you'll see everywhere from now on, in our cars, at the dealerships, in the workshops, or also when getting in touch with us directly, us from Volkswagen, the brand. You will have noticed our new logo. It's difficult to ignore. See it behind me. It's much clearer, simpler, more striking, eye-catching. Now, every child in the world will be able to draw this. So it's an icon. It's got iconic power. We want to show it. It's more reduced, boiled to the essentials, and it's also easy to use in all of the digital channels, even the smallest ones. Our logo will always be recognizable and very clear. The new brand identity was developed by ourselves, and this is what makes it so special. It wasn't an agency pitch or something. We got together. It's our work, our energy, our team that's done it. And that makes it so special and so important. So they invested so much blood, sweat and tears. And we as leadership team are very proud of the result of their work. Everything that they've achieved, that we've achieved. The sound of the brand is also new. This is the new sound logo.
Volkswagen.
See, get used to it. Now, worldwide, whatever you listen to this in all of the media, this is what's going to accompany you. And in the ID.3, you also got it when you leave the car. So the logo will actually say goodbye, farewell, have a nice day. That's the sound of Volkswagen. Like the voice here that you've just heard for the first time, it's a female voice. Isn't that cool? It's nice. It's just a great brand sign. So we're getting closer to the customers. For the first time, customers are a very important building block for what we do. Together with our dealers, we want to offer even better, much better service around mobility. For the first time, we did this with the ID pre-booking in May with the ID.3 first edition. That's when we started it. More than 33,000 customers have registered already, and actually putting down a lump sum saying, I want to be part of this movement. But should you be interested still, well, come on board. There's a lot of movement until people order, so it's still possible to pre-book for the ID.3 first edition at the dealers. The ID.3 is going to be a game changer. We've noticed this since yesterday. And it's accompanied by something else, something that's a good old new friend, the e-app. The new edition, so to speak, the new version entering e-mobility. 260 kilometers is the range of the e-app on the basis of WLTP. So it's really a great family car for everyday use. It's really fun to drive the e-app. I've rediscovered the car. I think there's no better combination of a compact, small car with this fantastic reach. And there's something else that's just as attractive about this, and that's the price of the new e-app. So we offer this at the leasing rate of only 159 euros a month, no down payment, which is really unusual to announce here. That's for Germany. So that's really something that makes it possible for everybody to enter e-mobility. So never has it been more affordable than today. It's the e-app for all, for everybody. The start of today, however, that's why you've come here. This will be presented by my colleague Frankfurt. He's really looking forward to it. He's got the floor together with the ID.3. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the ID.3. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, as one of the ones who's accompanied the work for the past 4 years, right from the first line on the paper, it's a real engineer in Volkswagen. It's been created from scratch, and we just started with a blank sheet of paper. And I think you can see it yourself. We got a fantastic car as a result, a great car with great proportions, with sharp overhangs and a lot of juicy technical tidbits. You could actually say it's innovation and emotion together, bundled into one. And I can promise you one thing. I can tell you, because I've been able to drive it for quite a few kilometers already, I can promise you, you are going to enjoy every single kilometer that you drive in this car. Just some examples for this particular vehicle. We've got a turning circle, like an up, 10 meters, no more, which is incredible. It's easy to handle. The drive, the torque there, really is available right away. You just touch very slightly on the driving pedal, more than 300 Newton meters, just like that. And when you put this together, what have you got then? Great handling, impressive dynamic properties also. That really is something that convinces people that it's fun. They don't have to forgo anything. And you don't have to be worried at all when it comes to the range, because for the ID.3, it's designed in such a way that there are 3 different sizes of batteries. And you get whatever you need for your special needs. 330 kilometers, that's the smallest battery, and 550 kilometers, that's what the largest one offers. And again, it's the WLTP cycle that we use for measuring this. And then, of course, the battery will be flat at one point in time. What's going to happen then? We've also taken some precautions. Every ID.3 can be quick charged, which means that you can charge it with 100 kilowatts for charging. That's quite a bit. And when I translate this into real life, you charge for half an hour, and then you can drive for something like some additional 290 kilometers. Or if it's on the motorway, German Autobahn, and if you really want to step on it, then that's definitely enough for 200 kilometers without any worries. Half an hour time, well, a longer coffee break, you could say, or it's also time to just take a look around in the car, because that's also quite important and nice and interesting. There's lots of things to see in there. First of all, the package. The package of this car, which is a completely new development, e-drive, that's what it's all about, it really uses all of the benefits. It's obvious. We don't have an internal combustion engine, we don't need any combustion chamber, and we don't have a tunnel anymore for emission or exhaust lines, prop shaft. We've got more space for the interior, and that's what we've decided to use. You can actually check the cars out later. Sit on the rear bench. It's very comfortable. Of course, you do that in all of our cars, but here you can even cross your legs if you want, when you drink your coffee or whatever you do, and that in a car of this size, this length. And when you sit in the rear of the car, just look around, see what you've got in the front, look at the cockpit, because that's also completely new. We've simplified things, radically so, focusing on the essential things. Whatever possible, we also decided to do without superfluous things. Keys, levers, we don't need this. There's either automatic driving or automatic control, or large touch displays, or voice activation. It's intelligent and it's also intuitive, which means when you first meet your car, when you see it for the first time, you don't need to read an owner's manual. You just get into the car, everything else is self-explanatory. And there's something else that's new that helps here, not just for e-vehicles or this class. It's really something that's unique, and that's the new augmented reality head-up display. First of all, there's a large visual field that's projected into the windshield, but there's more to it, which is even more special. For the first time, it's a combination of reality and the virtual world. So the turning arrow, for example, behind me, that's what you see, or when you drive the car, you need exactly which lane to take. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these have just been a few examples, but I can tell you the ID ID.3 really embodies the know-how and the enthusiasm of all of our team, our brand. This ID.3, this Volkswagen really proves that sustainable mobility can look great, can be fun, and it can also be affordable. And the great thing about all this is this ID.3 is only the beginning. The pipeline that we got is filled to the bursting point, and today's premiere of the ID.3 is only the beginning of a model fireworks of e-vehicles on our Volkswagen MEB platform. The next member of the family will come soon, next spring. That's the time when you're going to see it. And we said, okay, next spring, that's quite some time from now. So let's offer some foretaste here at the Frankfurt Motor Show. There's a small film here, but don't tell anybody, but when you look to your right, there's a grey box. It's not always grey, so try to actually check it out throughout the fair. At one point, everything will become transparent, and it's a surprise. Enjoy the Frankfurt Motor Show here.
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen Live von der IAA in Frankfurt. Was für eine Show und was für ein Interesse. So voll habe ich es ehrlich gesagt hier noch nie erlebt. Hinter mir sehen Sie gerade noch den Fotocall und ich bin sehr froh, dass wir es zumindest schon mal zur Bühne geschafft haben. Wir können das ja hier gerade noch mal zeigen. Es ist absolute Stadionatmosphäre hier und wir werden jetzt uns langsam mal so ein bisschen auf den Weg zu Herrn Brandstätter, COO der Marke Volkswagen, machen. Wir werden gerade noch die letzten Fotos gemacht. Vielleicht crashen wir da nicht direkt rein. Aber so langsam können wir uns vielleicht mal auf den Weg machen. Er schaut zumindest schon mal rüber. Ein gutes Zeichen. Ja, wir sehen hier noch mal die ID-Triologie, ist es ja schon fast. Und noch ein bisschen mehr Presse. Und jetzt werden wir da langsam mal unterbrechen. Herr Brandstätter, was für ein Interesse an dieser Show. Ich bin sehr beeindruckt und Sie als COO der Marke sind auch ein bisschen Trubel gewohnt. Aber mal ganz im Ernst, haben Sie das erwartet?
Ja, das ist für uns natürlich ein aufregender Moment gewesen, diese IAA und auch den ID.3 heute hier vorzustellen. Hier werden quasi lange Arbeit unseres Teams nach außen sichtbar. Und ich denke, der ID.3 macht deutlich, dass Volkswagen sich grundlegend verändert. Unsere Zukunft ist elektrisch, voll vernetzt und CO2-neutral. Und der ID.3 und das neue Markendesign starten quasi jetzt durch in eine neue Ära.
Sie haben in einem Interview gesagt, dass der MEB das Zeug dazu hat, zum Industriestandard zu kommen. Also es geht eigentlich auch um noch ein bisschen mehr als in Anführungszeichen nur die Präsentation eines Fahrzeugs, oder?
Ja, die technische Basis für diesen ID.3 ist der MEB, unser modularer Elektrobaukasten. Und auf dieser Basis entwickeln wir 20 weitere Modelle von Volkswagen. Insgesamt sind im Konzern 15 Millionen Fahrzeuge auf diesem Baukasten geplant. Und ja, wir werden auf dieser Plattform alles abbilden können, von emotionalen, kompakten Autos wie diesen SUVs, aber auch zum Beispiel den ID.Bus, den viele als Bulli von früher noch kennen. Das alles macht unsere Plattform möglich. Aber es geht uns natürlich auch darum, mit der Elektromobilität dann einen positiven Beitrag für CO2 zu leisten. Und
wesentliche Entscheidungen zu diesem MEB sind ja schon im Herbst 2015 getroffen worden. Also eigentlich vor 4 Jahren. War das im Endeffekt auch, ich sage jetzt mal, die Geburtsstunde, klingt jetzt sehr pathetisch, von New Volkswagen?
Ja, im Grunde haben wir vor 4 Jahren diesen Grundstein gelegt. Für uns war immer klar, individuelle Mobilität, das ist typisch Volkswagen und das wollen wir erhalten. Auch in Zukunft wollen die Menschen Auto weiterfahren und wir wollen in Zeiten des Klimawandels natürlich einen Beitrag leisten. Und New Volkswagen
we would like to make
ist damals
a contribution also to climate protection. New Volkswagen was what we designed then. What does it stand for? It stands for our new attitude, a different corporate culture, but it stands also for a new appearance. And this new brand design, that was the logical consequence. How can I put it? It conveys and transports the corporate values to our customers. Everything was redesigned, the colors, the imagery, the voice, and the Volkswagen logo. And the ID.3 here, this, so to speak, combines all these positive features of Volkswagen. The ID.3 is the first member of the family, but it's not the last one. I heard that the family will certainly be extended. Can you perhaps give us a little preview on this? Answer yes. So all our vehicles, the run of our MEB, will be called ID. 3 stands for compact cars, and this already shows that there is still some latitude upward and downward. That is exactly what we're planning for. And we have already given you an outlook here on this motor show, the ID Next. And if you take a look at that car, it is a very exciting crossover, which will also be based on e-mobility and will be a successor of the ID.3 and will then also be delivered to customers. I see that the journalists want to speak to you, so thanks for having taken the time. And we'd now like to switch to Frank Welch, your colleague. Let me see where he is. So thank you very much. So where is he? It is really a pressing throng here. Everybody would like to see the new ID.3. I see Benjamin Holler from RTL. He is having an interview. He would also like to know from Frank Welch, the CR&D officer, and know what the driving experience is with this car, what the difference is to internal combustion engine, petrol cars, that is. We will ask Dr. Welch about this presently, as soon as he will be available. So, I would just like to listen in to do some eavesdropping in order to find out whether it's worthwhile waiting. Or maybe we can also perhaps look around a bit while our colleagues is interviewing Dr. Welch. Oh, here we are. Oh, Dr. Welch. Hello. So we can switch over on the fly, so to speak. So, sorry, I crushed your interview, but that's the way it is today. I have a few questions on the facts of the ID.3. 30,000, 550, 100. These are the key figures which are of relevance. 30,000, that is the basis. 550, the maximum range, and 100% carbon neutral. Well, to me, this is a 1+. Yes, definitely. But this is no question, actually, because these are just the facts that describe the car best and which render it unique. You won't find anything comparable in the market. And I think this is also something that fills us with pride. Here it is. It's not just a promise, but here it is, life, so to speak. We kept our promise. What else does it offer? In your presentation, you gave some details also
Wir haben ja, das hatte ich ausgeführt, wir haben das Auto nicht als Variante eines bestehenden Autos gemacht, sondern wir haben es von Grund auf neu entwickelt. Das heißt, wir konnten einen Baukasten, eine Plattform machen, die 100% zugeschnitten ist auf Elektrofahrzeuge. Wir haben keinen Raum mehr vorhalten müssen für Verbrennungsmotoren, für Getriebe, für Kardanwellen, Abgasanlagen oder so etwas, sondern das haben wir alles weggeräumt. Wir haben die Elektrokomponenten im Boden gepackagt, das heißt, die Batterie liegt unten.
Boden, wie so eine Schokoladentafel.
Wie so eine Schokoladentafel liegt zwischen den Achsen unten am Boden, unter den Sitzen. Ja, die Motoren, die Antriebe sind quasi zwischen den Achsen, zwischen den Rädern, das heißt versteckt. So, und damit konnten wir unheimlich Platz gewinnen. Und das merkt man dem Auto an. Wir haben den Innenraum größer gemacht, wir haben die Klimaanlage in den Motorraum geschoben. So, das heißt, wenn ich so mit Bildern vergleiche, der ist auf 1 Zentimeter genauso lang wie ein Golf.
So it's
Wenn
just
Sie
as long
innen
as a
reingehen,
Golf
ja,
in terms
dann
of
haben Sie die
centimeters.
Länge eines
But if you go
Innenraums wie ein
inside the
Passat.
car,
Und das
you
ist
have
das
the length of a
Resultat dessen.
Passat.
Das bietet
So
Ihnen
the space
kein
of a Passat.
anderes
So that's the
Auto,
result. No other
was
car will
nicht
offer this
von
to
Grund
you,
auf
which
ein
has not
Elektrofahrzeug
completely
hin entwickelt wurde. Beispielsweise. Zweites Beispiel. Sie haben mich gefragt, das wird jetzt länger.
Ich freue mich drauf.
Second example.
Dadurch, dass da kein Verbrennungsmotor mehr im Motorraum ist, kann man die Geometrie dort so anders machen, dass man die Vorderräder viel stärker einschlagen kann. Damit kriegen Sie einen Wendekreis, also eine Handlichkeit in der Stadt, die ist vergleichbar mit dem, was Sie von einem Up kennen.
Das ist übrigens ein super Stichwort. Den haben Sie eben gerade auch präsentiert. Der hat auch eine höhere Reichweite bekommen, 260 Kilometer. Was bietet der denn noch?
Also erstmal ist das diese Reichweite, das ist wichtig zu erwähnen heute, die ist nach WLTP, also nach diesem realitätsnäheren Zyklus. Ja. Und wir haben die nahezu verdoppelt. Ja, damit finden wir, haben wir eine gute, erstmal eine gute Einstiegselektrifizierung geschaffen. Also auch für Leute, ja, die sagen 30.000 hier beim ID ist ein toller Preis, aber ist mir immer noch zu hoch für mich. Ja, der E-Up in seiner neuesten Version liegt bei knapp über 20.000 Euro oder nach Abzug der Förderung bei 17.595 Euro oder noch besser bei 159 Euro monatlich, ohne Anzahlung, ohne alles. Damit ist der Einstieg in Elektromobilität, der ja häufig gesagt wird, es geht nicht, alles zu teuer, der ist damit möglich, ja, und auch für viele Menschen möglich. 260 Kilometer Reichweite, 159 Euro, das Auto macht Spaß, es ist modern. Ja, ich würde sagen, das ist unser zweiter Knaller für diese Messe.
Super Verkaufsargumente. Wir werden morgen auch noch Herrn Strackmann bei uns in der Sendung haben. Ich denke, der wird es noch ein bisschen ausformulieren. Ich danke Ihnen, dass Sie sich die Zeit genommen haben. Und wir schauen uns jetzt mal die komplette ID-Familie in Aktion an.
It's only been 3 years since Volkswagen presented the ID as a concept car at the Paris Motor Show in October 2016. An electric, zero-emission vehicle. Back then, that was a visionary idea, conjuring images of a far-off future. At the IAA in Frankfurt, this vision is now becoming a reality. In May, Volkswagen successfully started a pre-booking campaign for the ID.3 First Edition, an exclusive limited edition of 30,000 vehicles. The first ID.3s will be delivered in 2020, beginning the third chapter of strategic importance in the history of the Volkswagen brand, following the Beetle and the Golf. Flower power is what comes to mind when you look at the ID Buzz. In January 2017, the microbus of the modern era won the hearts of visitors at the North American International Auto Show in Detroit. The electric van concept builds a bridge between the legendary origins of the Volkswagen brand and its electrifying future. Thanks to the XL version of the MEB platform, the ID Buzz offers huge amounts of space with up to 8 seats and will be the first fully automated van with an electric drive. The ID Cross connects the world of SUVs to the world of coupes. That's why it's called a crossover utility vehicle, or CUV. It has the superiority of an SUV and the dynamic properties of a coupe. In April 2017, the third member of the ID family celebrated its world premiere in Shanghai. The ID Cross is more compact and lower than the Tiguan Allspace, but offers the same amount of space. The ID Vision will be the flagship of the ID family. It won't have a steering wheel, foot pedals or gauges, freeing up lots of interior space. So even the driver can put up his feet and enjoy the ride with his passenger. Or they can send the car out by itself to pick up the kids. That's no longer a utopian dream, but a very real vision, the ID Vision. In Geneva, Volkswagen had presented the concept in March 2018. In 2022, the ID Vision will be introduced to the market. 3 years later, the sedan will drive fully autonomously. The ID Buggy will be the fun car of the ID family. Since its premiere in Geneva in March 2019, the experts have become quite fond of the green electric racer. Its kinship to the California dune buggies of the 1960s is more than obvious. The legendary beach buggies were based on the chassis of the Beetle, only the body design varied. This concept became the basis for the ID Buggy as well. It has no doors and no rigid roof. It comes with rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive and 2 seats. A minimalistic, indestructible interior made from water-resistant materials. The 6th and so far youngest member of the ID family is the ID Runes. Volkswagen presented the concept in Shanghai in April 2019. In 2021, the ID Rooms will be launched on the Chinese market, the most important automotive market in the world. Floating gauges, a completely new space concept, and an electric all-wheel drive. That's how the ID Rooms combines superior SUV charisma with the smart design of Volkswagen e-mobility. SUVs and electric vehicles are the megatrends right now. The ID Rooms shows that in future you can have 2 things in one: an SUV and a fully electric vehicle.
Welcome.
Und damit sind wir auch schon.
So this brings us to the end of this program this morning. If you've just tuned in or joined us later, no problem. You can find us online. All the programs you can find there, view them there or download them from there. We will be on air live again this afternoon at 3 p.m. if you so wish. And our guests will be, among others, the National Federal Coach Joachim Lewis and the Director of the National Team Oliver Bierhoff. So it's worth the while. See you later again. Looking forward to it. Thank you.